Hey guys, you know, let me regale you with a story. A lot of you that know me personally know that I used to manage a gas station for a very long time. And I wanted to express how I will probably never go back into retail ever again, specifically gas station work. I was a manager for a little over 10 years for a gas station company here in the town that I work in. At the same station, mind you. One of the probably worst stations in the entire town. I have been held up at gunpoint more times than I probably should admit to. But I lost my job there, a couple of years back. So, I mean, I've got obviously a different job now, which is better paying and better hours and actually feel a little bit appreciated every now and then. But I had a weird dream that led to this that I wanted to talk about. Where I was back in retail, and I was like, and it has a lot of PTSD for me, like a lot. So when I say that I've had people pull a gun on me, like I'm not lying or anything. It is quite a feeling when you're just trying to do your job and somebody comes in, acts natural, gets up to the register, and then pulls a gun on you and tells you to give them your money, give them the money. The first time I was I was really taken aback, and it really hurt me. Um, so, like, it really changed me as a person that first time. And the worst part is, after multiple times, I just started getting used to it. And I think that's what kind of scared me the most. Um, but this was a job that I was using to pay for my family's livelihood, so I couldn't just quit, you know? And I liked some of the people coming in, but the fear of, going in, being by yourself at any given time of day it wasn't always necessarily nighttime. That you might lose your life because somebody just wants money. And it started to become long hours too. For the very last year that I was there, I didn't have a assistant manager. I took there was I worked every single day for salary that was $36,000. Mind you, I make a lot more than that now doing what I do, with a lot less headache, a lot less worry, just absolutely a lot less. And the real kicker, what I think it really ruined my marriage. I really do. Just all the stress that I had to deal with on a daily basis. The idea that maybe I won't come home. I may have pushed back too hard against the ex-wife, just because I would come home and just be so broken, emotionally broken, socially broken, that I would need time, and she didn't understand that. And I think it kind of really hit ahead when one of my employees was shot. It wasn't fatal, thank whatever deity that you would like to thank, but that's still like I still think about that like every day. There is not a time that really goes by that something doesn't pop in my head about that situation as well. And I feel guilty. Like, really guilty for that situation. And I also feel anger. Like, horrible anger for the company after it happened, and what they decided to feel was the best course of action to control the situation. So, I was sleeping in bed that night, obviously, because I had to go to work the next morning, and I get a call from my employee's phone, but it wasn't her. It was a police officer telling me that she had been shot and that I needed to get up there. So I called my boss at the time. He was relatively a good person, and like, he met me up there, and we kind of went over everything with the police. I went through the camera and basically got them all the footage, but I had to watch it over and over and over and over and over. And the smell. The smell of just iron. I mean, there are a lot of you out there that understand that there's iron in blood, but you don't smell it until it's in a great amount. So my boss at the time was like, "Hey, clean it up, and once you're clean, reopen the store." I spent 20 hours that day in my store, cleaning up all the blood, resetting everything that was broken, and maintaining business as usual. I managed to calm down all the other employees who wanted to quit right then, and got them to stay. I managed to explain to my customers that were coming in that this is not a normal occurrence, even though that kind of was a lie. The violence up to that point is abnormal, but the guns were not. So I didn't take a huge dip in customer count, and I was able to maintain the store to keep going. I was working 15, 16-hour days at that point, and working overnight to make sure that my employees felt safe, until I was able to convince them to actually close at midnight. And they finally did. I missed several meetings where we had like positive uptake in the area and they took out all the other managers for special things, but I didn't get them. I didn't get any special thing because I had to be at work covering a store where a catastrophe happened and they did not care. They did not send an assistant manager to help me. I was stuck working anywhere between 15 to 20 hours some days. And that lasted a long time. I'm thankful that she wasn't hurt because that employee was an employee that I hired, one that I wanted on my team. She's someone who's very great. She's a great person. And now she'll never really be the same. Not only because of the PTSD that she went through, but, it affects everybody. I will never sell my soul to retail again. Retail is a living hell of people who look down on you always for a profit. Unless I'm owning my own store, I will never go back to retail ever again. And I hope those of you that are in retail right now, I understand that you have to have a job. Obviously, they're essential workers, as they say, but they never want to pay you the right way. They never want to. People never want to appreciate you the right way. I appreciate you, and I'll always show it. If I walk into your store for any reason, I will show my appreciation as I always have, because I know what it's like to be in that situation. But yeah, a little bit of PTSD discussion there to learn a little bit more about me. Like, I'm not even afraid of guns anymore. I personally won't have one, but if somebody pulls one on me, it doesn't faze me anymore. I can't personally have one because I know that with my mental health background, I don't feel comfortable having one. And that's a great thing, that I think anyway. I think that's a great thing, to hold myself accountable to what I could or could not do. But there you go. I will talk to you in the next one.